In 1978, a country singer named Bobby Mackey bought a rundown brick building in Wilder, Kentucky. He wanted to turn it into a honky-tonk bar. What he didn't know was that the building had a well in the basement that some believe is a gateway to hell. Bobby Mackey's music world became one of the most popular country bars in the region. Neon lights, a dance floor, a mechanical bull, cold beer and live music every weekend. But underneath the laughter and the two-stepping, something else lived inside that building. Something that had been there long before the music started. The property's history begins in the 1850s, when a slaughterhouse stood on the same ground. Animals were butchered there for decades, their blood drained through a well in the basement and flushed into the Licking River below. When the slaughterhouse shut down, the building sat vacant. But it didn't stay empty. According to local legend, a group of satanic worshippers moved in and used the old well to dispose of ritually sacrificed animals. The well became something else entirely. A place where the boundary between the living and the dead had worn dangerously thin. Then came Pearl Bryan. In 1896, a young woman named Pearl was found dead in a field just 2 miles from the building. She had been decapitated. Her head was never recovered. The 2 men convicted of her murder, Scott Jackson and Alonzo Walling, were believed to have practiced the occult. Local legend claims they disposed of Pearl's head down the well in the slaughterhouse basement. Before they were hanged, both men reportedly swore they would haunt everyone involved in their prosecution. They never revealed the location of Pearl's head. Decades later, the building became a nightclub. Under mob control, it operated as a gambling den and a haven for organized crime. A pregnant dancer named Johanna is said to have performed there in the 1940s. She fell in love with a singer at the club, but her father, a man with criminal connections, had the singer killed. Johanna, 5 months pregnant, poisoned herself backstage. Her spirit reportedly never left the dressing room. When Bobby Mackey took over in 1978, he had no idea what he'd inherited. His first employee, a handyman named Carl Lawson, lived in a small apartment above the bar. Carl was the first to experience the activity. The jukebox powered on by itself, even when it was unplugged. Bottles flew off shelves behind the bar. A dark figure appeared in the shadows that no one else could see. Then Carl found the sealed well in the basement. He opened it. What followed was something Carl would later describe as possession. He claimed an entity entered him through the well. An ancient, malevolent force that spoke through him, told him secrets about the building's past, and refused to leave. Carl was eventually exorcised. But the activity only intensified after the well was opened. Bobby's wife, Janet, was physically attacked. She claimed to have been shoved by an unseen force while she was pregnant. A patron was assaulted in the restroom by a figure in a cowboy hat and attempted to sue the bar for damages. Bobby was forced to post a sign at the entrance warning customers that the establishment was haunted and that management was not responsible for actions of the spirits. The bar became a magnet for paranormal investigators. Ghost Adventures filmed their very first episode there. Whispered countdown, 3, 2, 1. Host Zach Baggins was scratched by an unseen force in the basement near the well. The footage became one of the most iconic moments in paranormal television history. Ghost Hunters, BuzzFeed Unsolved, and A Haunting all followed. In December 2024, the original building was demolished. Bobby Mackey announced plans to rebuild on the same site. The well, the so-called portal to hell, was carefully preserved and will be relocated to the new building. Some things, it seems, are too valuable to destroy, or perhaps too dangerous to leave buried. The music may have stopped, the walls may be gone, but the well remains, and whatever came through it is still looking for a way back. Follow Hauntpedia for more of America's most haunted locations. Link in the description.